Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Around the Table GTA. This episode, we are going to be talking about progress, but the main focus on this episode is simplicity and how things in general are better if you try to make it as simple as possible. I've covered this concept in the past, but this time we're going to just go and focus on things just how it is. And I don't know really how to explain it, but I'll get into it through the episode. So bear with me and let's continue on listening. Anyways, recently, I think most episodes I kind of give you guys a bit of a update, but at times it just goes straight into whatever I'm talking about. But recently, things have been another level of chaotic, but in a good way, kind of. And sometimes chaos helps you think clearly and helps you realize how simple life can be, but there are things that we do to make it complicated. Sometimes it's best to just listen to someone. Sometimes it's best to just apologize. Sometimes you just need to take your time and not rush things. Sometimes we are just comparing ourselves to others and it's not really helping us grow or even help us be truly happy. You could compare yourself to someone else, but how hard is that person working? Even if they got everything that they wanted in life handed to them, that doesn't change the fact that everyone's circumstances are different. Recently, I got my wallet returned to me. I think I've told people the story about my magic wallet, but a lot of people told me that it was luck. And with that, I just told them it's faith. Then sometimes when you believe in yourself or believe in something, things kind of happen supernaturally where we can't really explain it. But to keep it simple, if you believe in something hard enough, it can work out. At least in my experience. I can't say that for everybody else, but faith and belief is something that's very strong that human beings can't really explain. But going back on simplicity, when we break things down, when we start something, when we want to explore, it's best to keep it simple because sometimes our minds go into a complicated place and we make a big mess of something that doesn't necessarily have to be crazy. I'll just give you an example. I went on my cruise a couple of months ago, or several months ago now, just to use the proper language, right? Because it's been 6 months almost, right? Half a year, which is kind of crazy. Time's just going by really quickly, but I was trying to get gifts for people and I had, I don't want to say a breakdown, but I was just stuck in one spot thinking of what to choose, and it wasn't that crazy because I think a majority of the people that I did get presents, they enjoyed the presents, whether or not I thought hard about it. And the person I was with was like, "Why are you stressing out about this choice? Just grab something, they'll be happy." And, sometimes life can be that simple where we overthink, we over prioritize, we put ourselves in situations mentally before the situation even happens, and it starts to slowly consume us. I've mentioned the marathon before. I'm doing a half marathon, started from a 10K to half now, and there's 50 days left, and I'm getting super nervous. 50 days is a long time, but at the same time, with how fast the year is going, it's already 3 months in. 50 days is going to be a flash, and then it's already going to be summer, right? So it's around the corner, and I've been, I don't want to say I've been slacking too much, but I have been slacking. I have met new goals, even with my runs, even with my lack of running, but I also don't want to injure myself. So today I was going through all these videos to kind of hype me up, but also try to calm me down. And, a lot of them did reflect on the whole simplicity rule where you don't want to do too much. You don't want to overexert yourself. You don't want to put yourself in a weird mental space. You don't want to do something that's completely brand new right before you're trying to get to that goal, because you might sabotage everything that you've built up to, and your results will decline, right? And you could take this concept into any part of life. Recently, I got a viral comment online. It hit over 10K likes, and it was about a guy who was stuck in a tube because he had polio, and he became a successful lawyer. So I was commenting on, if he could become a successful lawyer, not just a lawyer, a successful lawyer. Sorry about the random list there. Yeah, if he could be successful, what's stopping you? And it was very interesting because people were coming at it at so many different ways. People use different excuses to not be able to hit their goals. Some people said, oh, wow, just seeing this post or even my comment motivated them to do a little bit more that day. And then some people were bragging, and obviously it's online commentary. So there was people going back and forth about things that don't even matter. But it was great to see how we as human beings can be so different and complex, but so simple at the same time. If you have a goal in life and you're serious about the goal, you should work at it. There's so many distractions in this life, and they're just there as distractions, right? You have to prioritize your things. And recently, even with my training and me partially training and everything, I've rubbed some feathers because it's one of my main goals, and I have to take the time and energy to make sure that I get that done. I have work, I have my life, I have my family, I have my health. But if it's something that I truly want to do and do successfully, I have to prioritize it beyond everything else. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to goals and how simple things can be. If you want to do it, you need to put the time there. And when I go for goals, or let's say like I want to do a bunch of podcast episodes back to back, and I'll edit them back to back, and because I know that I'm on a roll, or I'll just open like 3 tabs and start recording one after the other because I'm in the mood to do episodes. It doesn't matter what else I'm doing because this is a priority, right? Sometimes I look at things and I tell people, at least it depends what you're serious about. What are you serious about? And the things that you're serious about, apply that strategy towards your goals or something that you really want to do. Some people complain that they're single. Do you really want to be single? If you don't want to be single, focus on not being single. And I know it sounds very simple saying that, and it's not simple, but it is at the same time. Put more effort into it. Anything that you really want to do, you need to put more effort into it. Are you going to talk about it, or are you going to simply start? It's that easy. And that's kind of how I started my podcast. That's how I started running again. That's how I got myself into this whole marathon mess, if you want to call it a marathon mess. It's not a mess. I really wanted to do it, but how I fell into it, it just kind of happened. But going back to simplicity, it started with a short run. It started with the small idea of doing a 10K. It evolved from me setting a goal to someone saying that goal is too simple for you, do better, right? And obviously do better isn't going to work on everybody, right? Everybody has a different type of language that inspires them or pushes them to be a greater or better person. And you need to find out what works for you. And it's as simple as taking your time away from things that you might actually enjoy to focus on something that you know that you'll enjoy in the future. There was a study about kids who withhold satisfaction, and those were the kids who were able to do a lot better later on in life. So the test went with the kids. Let's say you get a piece of candy and you had the option to either take another piece of candy now or wait 10 minutes and you'll get like 5 pieces of candy. And obviously, not all kids could wait. Some did, some couldn't. And statistically, the ones who were able to wait were the ones that did better in life. So, making this an ultra short episode, what do you want to do in your life? And if you could simply make a way towards that, what can you stop temporarily that you do enjoy to make sure that this goal will be set? Because at the end of the day, you and I know that if it's a serious goal that you really want to achieve, you should actually put the time into it. And if you're going to put the time into it, you already know that your future self is going to be very happy with the decision that you made. So whatever you're doing right now, stop, think about your goals. Right now, for me, there's 50 days out till the marathon, so I'm going to probably do a 50-day challenge. I'm simplifying my meals just so that my body knows what it's taking in and it's being consistent. I'll know and regulate my energy levels, so on the day of the run, things will be expected. Things should go a certain way, even if they don't go perfectly, because a routine has already been set up. Now I'll have a higher chance to set my goal. And I already know that when this is finished, I'm going to feel a lot better about life, myself, and what I'm able to achieve. Similar to the time when me and another friend, we climbed Mount Fuji on vacation, and we almost gave up. We thought about giving up, and then we saw these kids climbing up effortlessly with their teacher, and we were like, no, there's no way that we're not going to finish this. Unfortunately, some people who were with us did bail out on it, and the feeling of getting on top, having the video evidence, and having that memory stuck in my head is something that, when I eventually get to my deathbed, will be very vibrant and vivid in my head, and I'll know that, yes, that was great, and if I could do it again, I could do it again, and I'm happy that I did it. So, take the time, make your life a little bit more simple, get the distractions out of the way, even if it's for a bit, and focus on what you really want to get done this year. Hopefully you guys like this episode. Take care. We're going to have more.